If you give me the next few minutes of your day today, I promise you'll come out of this knowing how to grow your business faster than ever. What I'm going to show you are the exact frameworks that I've used to scale my business from doing $5,000, $10,000 a month consistently all the way up to over $200,000 per month. And if you have an online business, you sell a service, you sell a product, this will work for you. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down everything super simply, visually, so that you can take everything that I'm doing and ultimately grow and scale your business. So I should first start by sharing exactly how I was able to grow my business. Well, business is really all a game of traffic and getting clients into a funnel to funnel them down into you ultimately making money from that source of traffic. There's a ton of different ways to do this. There's things like ads. The pros of ads is you can get really quick traffic and you just need to pay more in order to get traffic. You can get in front of a ton of people. The cons of ads is if you don't do your ads right, it's going to be a really, really expensive mistake for you. I've also tried things like content, right? Which is a great way to get traffic, right? People work with who they know, who they like, who they trust. And content is a great way to establish yourself as an authority and bring people to the top of the funnel. The cons of content is that it takes a ton of time and it's not really predictable. I can't really post 3 times a week and say for every 3 times I post, I'm going to get a new client. There's things like referrals, right? The pros of referrals is the people come in pretty warm. The cons of referrals is, again, it's unpredictable. I don't know when the next referral is going to come from. Another thing that I've focused on is like stuff like my website and SEO. There's a lot of search traffic on Google. If I could just optimize my website, I thought, cool, I could get people into my funnel and ultimately closing a deal. The problem with just having a website and trying to optimize your SEO, it's really unpredictable. For SEO to be fully optimized, it takes months, if not years, for you to be able to funnel those clients into an actual sale. In short, there's a ton of different ways for you to get new clients. All of these could work. There's pros to all of this, but what's worked extremely well for me in order to actually get clients and get an abundance of clients into my funnel and ultimately leading to more money is cold email. So let me break down exactly why this has worked so successfully for myself and why I think it can be super successful for you guys. The first thing is decision makers. I know that when I send an email, I can pinpoint the decision maker that I want my email to go to. The scalability. There are hundreds, if not hundreds of thousands, if not millions of contacts that I can reach out to that use email. And we have the ability to get the contact information of the decision maker and reach out to them at scale. And this leads me to my last point, which is attention. If you are a decision maker at a company, do you think you check your email? Probably. If I can get in front of where the attention is of these decision makers at scale, I know that I'm going to be seen by the person that I want to talk to. With this in mind, like, how do we actually use these components and get them to actually respond? Well, pretty simple. What we found out is there's 3 different things that need to be inside of our cold emails in order to actually have success. 1, curiosity. We're not just blasting an email with what we have to offer and asking for a call. Second thing is reciprocity. What I used to do is I used to send a bunch of cold emails to a bunch of people and say, book a call with me. I have something that can help you. But the problem is that I would not get any responses because nobody knows me, nobody trusts me. So in the cold email, I'm trying to add value to them. And by adding value to them, I'm turning a contact into a lead based off of them raising their hand, wanting what it is I have to offer. And lastly, proof. Again, people don't know you, people don't trust you. You're sending them a cold email. How do we increase the likelihood of them trusting us and actually responding? Well, proof does that. Include case studies, things that actually prove that you know what you're talking about, that speak to the ideal customer. With all of this in mind, I've really boiled it down to 3 different pillars that I want to share with you that you can use inside of your cold email strategy to also grow your business. So let's get into it. The first pillar is our targeting. So when I say targeting, this means who we're actually reaching out to. When I first started doing cold email, I would get any email that I would think to get. I would say, cool, if I have their email, I'm going to blast the same message to them and hope that they actually respond. The problem with this was my targeting was not good and the message didn't resonate with anyone. If you're too generic, you're not going to attract anybody. The value of cold email is I can pinpoint exactly who I want to target. So if I wanted to go after CEOs in Southern California, if I wanted to go for fitness trainers in New York, I can get really specific with my targeting, which allows me to get really specific with my messaging, really specific with my call to action, which piques curiosity, makes it not look like a cold email, and increases the likelihood of me actually getting your responses. So basically you're targeting your list, basically the foundation of you having success with cold email. So there's really 3 different ways that I like to get lists. I like to build a list. So this is using things like software. You can use instantly.ai. You can use a lot of different other lead finders out there, buy lists. And then lastly, you can do manual. And manual would be like VAs helping you out. So once we have our lists, we don't make the mistake that I did, which was just get as many emails as possible and blast them with the same message and cross my fingers and hope that they respond. The second thing that we need to do is we need to dial in our messaging, which is pillar number 2. So when I talk about messaging, this is what the prospect sees when they actually open up your email. Like what we don't want to do is we do not want to seem like we're sending a cold email to somebody. So how do we write good messages that pique curiosity, get results, get replies, and actually grow your business and get you leads using cold email? The framework that's worked a ton for me is attention, offer, proof, call to action. So what is attention? We like to either do a personalized line, which you can now automate with AI. You can use a tool like instantly.ai and you can plug in your open API key and they will literally write you a personalized line that catches their attention. Then offer. What is it that we do? How do we help them get what they want? So it's really important that we understand our ideal customer, our target customer, and we're speaking to their pains, we're speaking to their desired outcomes, and we're speaking the language of our prospects. So for example, on like the offer, what we don't want to say is, we can help you get more leads, right? No. If it's a plumber, for example, we can help you add 5 new ready to buy home buyers every single week to your pipeline in 30 days using our lead pipeline accelerator program, something like that, right? It's really specific to what they want and it's more of a direct response, which makes it really clear in what you do. Next up is we need proof. And when we're sending a cold email to our target, they don't know us, they don't trust us. Maybe you've worked with some key companies, whatever it could be. We want to leverage proof, which is going to scale trust. And lastly, call to action. What we don't want to do, and what I used to do a ton was, I have 2 p.m. open tomorrow, let's talk tomorrow. No, people do not care about that. When it comes to call to action, we want to add something of value. If it's a plumbing company, could I shoot you over a Loom video sharing exactly how the strategy works? Now what we have is the 3rd pillar, which is massively, massively important. And this is deliverability. So how do we make sure our deliverability is on point? Well, when it comes to cold emails, what we don't want to do is we don't want to use our personal email like I did and just send a bunch of mass emails to a bunch of people hoping that we'll get responses. We want to set up multiple email inboxes per domain that we get. We basically get a domain, okay? And for each domain, we're setting up 3 emails, meaning we set the DKIM, the SPF records to make sure that we're actually going to land in the inbox of who we're actually targeting. Then what we'll do after we buy these is we'll go through a 2-week email warm-up process. Get subscribed to a newsletter. We could send some emails back and forth. What we're trying to do is we're trying to build trust to make sure that the emails, when we do send them, are actually going to land in the inbox. Then we're able to send 150 emails per day from that specific domain. So for every email that we have, we can now send about 50 emails per day. And it's key that we don't just have 1 domain and 3 emails and put all of our eggs in this basket. Like we need to have multiple domains. If you want to send more than 150 emails a day, we better have multiple domains. And we also better have some backup ones as well, just in case one email is potentially going to spam and we don't want to have to go through that 2-week email process over and over again and have to start from scratch. Another thing is just like not testing things. Like a lot of people will get discouraged when they start doing this and they're like, oh, I'm not getting responses. If your targeting, messaging, and deliverability is dialed in, then there's something in likely the messaging that is not working. So what we want to do is we want to use data to make informed decisions based off of that. Test out different offers, test out different desired outcomes for the specific customer, rapidly test different messages to see what's actually going to get responses from the messages that we create. So we want to test, we want to take this serious. We want to make sure that we're actually sending a high volume of emails from the jump so that we can have data that will allow us to make informed decisions. And some key things that we want to track is just simply look at the reply rates and the positive reply rate around that 3%, 2 to 3% range. And the positive reply rates, that's basically of those replies, how many are actually positive so that we can know which campaign is actually turning contacts into actual prospects. Another mistake that I see a lot is people sitting on their emails and thinking, oh, they're going to book a call directly from it. It's like, no, like we need speed to lead. If somebody responds, we should be expected to reach out to them immediately. In addition, if you do get a positive reply, don't just email them back. Make sure you're organizing them into a CRM and you're following up with the people who raised their hands. Your next step is really to systematize everything. This is a lot of work if you're doing everything manual, if you're setting up all your emails manual, if you're writing all your copy manual. So what we want to do is we don't want to be working in our business all the time. We want to be working on it. And from an automation perspective, what I like to use is Instantly.ai. From targeting perspective, they have a built-in lead finder where I can simply select some different categories, filter the leads by, and I can ultimately get a list of 10, 20, 30, 100,000 people that are in fact my ideal customer. From a messaging perspective, Instantly has an AI copy generator. You can follow this framework. They can even check your copy to make sure that it's actually non-spam friendly. And Deliverability, they also have an automatic warm-up tool. So you can literally buy the domains and buy the emails directly inside of Instantly, and it'll warm up automatically so that you don't have to do all the heavy lifting, the back end stuff. When it comes to like setting appointments, positive replies, it all goes to a unibox, one shared email inbox inside of Instantly, which makes managing your positive replies, your negative replies super simple. And they all go into a CRM, so you can literally see all of your hot leads and your opportunities in one go. You can look at the built-in analytics tracker and you can track your reply rates, positive reply rates, open rates, how many emails that you've sent, and so much more. Now, instead of just coming to this video and thinking, okay, I'm gonna save all this information for later, you wanna be implementing this right away. But if you haven't used cold email, you might have no idea what it takes to actually sell your service with cold email, which is why I made this video here on the screen to show exactly how you'd start and sell a service from scratch using cold email. So you can copy and paste exactly what I did for yourself and ultimately just grow your business using this channel. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you over there.